Welcome back to Summary Central. Let me ask you something quietly uncomfortable. Do you ever feel like your real life hasn't started yet? Like you're still getting ready, still organizing, still catching up, still telling yourself that once things calm down, you'll finally slow down and live properly. That feeling is exactly why 4,000 Weeks exists. This book isn't about managing time better. It's about realizing why trying to manage time is making you miserable in the first place. Because the truth is simple, unsettling, and oddly comforting. You don't have a productivity problem. You have a finite life, the number that changes how you see everything. 4,000 weeks. That's roughly how many weeks you get if you live to about 80 years old. No drama, no scare tactics, just math. And here's the part we tend to avoid thinking about. You've already used a lot of them. Not badly, not irresponsibly, just inevitably, which means something very important. You cannot do everything that matters. Not even close. And yet, modern life is built on pretending that you can. Why efficiency made us more stressed, not less. We live in the most efficient era in human history. Instant communication, automation, endless tools designed to save time. So why do we feel more rushed than ever? Because every efficiency gain raises expectations. You reply faster, so instant replies become normal. You finish tasks quicker, so you get more tasks. You save time, and it fills up immediately. Productivity didn't fail. It succeeded too well. The promise was that if you just organize yourself properly, one day you'd feel on top of things. But there is no on top. There is only movement, the lie of someday. Most people are living their lives in deferred mode. Someday I'll relax. Someday I'll focus on what matters. Someday I'll feel like myself. That someday never arrives. Life does not slow down and hand you a clean moment where everything is handled and you're officially allowed to live. There is always something unfinished. The real danger isn't being busy. It's spending your entire life preparing to live it, while you always feel behind. Here's a thought that sounds depressing until it suddenly feels relieving. You are going to fail at most of the things you could potentially do with your life. You won't read every important book. You won't pursue every meaningful path. You won't live up to every version of your potential. Not because you're lazy, because time is finite. Once you accept that, the guilt starts to loosen. You stop asking, why can't I keep up? And start asking, what am I choosing? Because every life is defined as much by what it leaves out as by what it includes. Limits are not the enemy. We're taught to treat limits like problems. If only I had more time, more energy, more focus, then life would open up. But limits are what make meaning possible. If you had infinite time, nothing would matter. You could always do it later. Choices only carry weight because they cost you something. Trying to keep all options open doesn't give you freedom. It gives you anxiety. Real freedom comes from choosing which limits you're willing to live with. Why presence actually matters. Presence isn't a productivity trick or a mindfulness trend. It's what happens when you stop arguing with reality. Most anxiety comes from trying to live in a future where everything is resolved. Presence removes that escape hatch. It asks you to accept that this moment, unfinished and imperfect, is the only place life happens. And once you stop waiting for life to begin, it starts to feel real again. The quiet relief of letting go. Here's one of the most freeing ideas in the book. You don't need to finish everything. You need to decide what you're done with. Some ambitions don't die because they were bad ideas. They die because they no longer fit the life you're actually living. Letting them go feels like failure, but carrying them forever costs more. You're allowed to say, "This is enough." Closing. You don't need to conquer your 4,000 weeks. You just need to live them. Not efficiently, not perfectly, but honestly, choose a few things. Let the rest go. Show up while you're here. If this helped, take a second to like the video and subscribe to Summary Central. And if you want the deeper dive, check out the 15 and 30-minute versions. You've got weeks left. Use them gently.